Hey, this is Matt. Once again, what about another video? There's another paid request, this time for Greg to be. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. And if you hear background noise, I apologize. There's people doing some construction stuff and other stuff. But Ambulance from 2022, directed by Michael Bay. Now, before I get into this, my thoughts on Michael Bay. I've liked a lot of his movies. I like Bad Boys. I like Bad Boys 2. I saw Bad Boys 2 in the theater. I mean, yeah, I could do with a lot less rat humping, but I like Bad Boys 2 quite a bit. I didn't think I'd say those words out loud, rat humping, but it's Michael Bay. I like The Rock. I like The Island. I do quite like that one. Pain and Gain I enjoyed. You know what? I really enjoyed Six Underground. I know a lot of people hated it, and they didn't care for the characters. I loved it. I thought it was the Michael Bayham, insane escapism, insanity. Yes, it does have some flaws. A little bit in the middle. It's a bit, But I thought, yes, Ryan Reynolds is playing Deadpool, but I quite enjoyed him in the movie. Him not being filtered. Like Red Notice, I would say that's a poor film. And I love the action scenes. I thought it was insane. It was Michael Bay, R-rated, Bayham, unfiltered. Kind of remind me of the action scenes of Bad Boys 2 and how violent it would get. I did. Six Underground's like, okay, this is the Michael Bay I miss. I wish they had a Blu-ray. I really do. But Netflix, a lot of times in the movies, they don't do Blu-rays, which sucks. But then Michael Bay, he'll do films like, I Don't Care for 13 Hours. I get that was him trying to be legitimate, but not really big on that movie. Pearl Harbor. There's aspects I like about it, and there's aspects I don't like about it. Armageddon, same thing. I'm not really big on that, although there's aspects I do like about it. His producing work, though, I mean, those two Ninja Turtle films he produced in 2014, 2016 gave me STDs, it gave me headaches and migraines, it gave my balls pain because I felt like I was kicked in them. And you know what? I think those two movies should go on my balls and suck them to smooth them. Actually, don't suck, lick them to smooth them, because they both suck ass. And they can do that too after sucking my balls. Fuck those Michael Bay produced Ninja Turtle films. And also his Transformer films just got so boring and so overlong and overbloated. Another fucking orgasm cacophony of metal. I couldn't tell who the fuck was who. And when I got to the Mark Wahlberg films, and those films I watched was the fourth one, I was wondering, when the fuck is this movie going to end? It's like, this movie's never going to end. I think it was the fourth one. I'm like, when the fuck is this movie going to end? What, there's 50 minutes left? Holy shit. So that gets into this film, which I guess is the best reviewed film he's had since The Rock. But that didn't matter. This film bombed, and it bombed badly. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 kicked the shit out of it. Which I'm fine with it, because I like that movie more than this. This is a movie that I don't hate, but I don't love it. It's a movie that it's worth a watch if you like the Michael Bay chasm of swirling camera work. That's one thing. The camera work is nauseating, but at the same time is kind of fun to watch because he's using drones for these crazy shots that get in and out between cars. And it's cool to look at. After a while, though, that gets a bit tedious and exhausting. I will say that. The acting, I don't have a problem. Jake Gyllenhaal seems like a character that's coked up. I mean, they don't mention this character does cocaine, but he seems like a coked up character. But Jake Gyllenhaal, I think, is very energetic, and he does a good job for what he's given. The lead guy, he was the guy who's the new Candyman. He was the new Morpheus in Matrix Resurrections. I would say between these three, this is the best film he's been in and the better performance. Although the lead, I mean, the character just, I don't think he's badly acted. It's just, something missing. The female the paramedic, Eiza González, she did a good job. Like I said, the acting's not the problem. It does have that crazy Michael Bay action schematic. Even someone's talking, the camera's swirling around them, and uh, every 10 seconds, the camera's doing this and doing this. You need motion sickness pills to watch this film. But I mean, you could say the same thing for a lot of Michael Bay films. The plot of the film, in a way, is simple enough. The lead guy's a war vet. His wife needs surgery. He can't get the money. No insurance company would listen to him. He goes to his adoptive brother, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, who, like 13 minutes in the film, hey, I was going to do this robbery anyway. This bank that has over 30 million. I want you to come with. And the lead doesn't want to. He's not sure, but then he ultimately does. Then the robbery goes off pretty much without a hitch. But then these two cops, and like the cops reference The Rock, like they reference dialogue from The Rock. Like one guy mentions the Sean Connery, "Go home and fuck the prom queen." And the other guy thinks he's talking about The Rock, the actor. And then they also reference Bad Boys. I'm like, okay, Michael Bay, calm down, dude. And don't mention better movies in your movie. Even if they're your own movies. So one cop goes in to try to hit on the bank teller. He gets held up. The other cop ultimately sees it. A shootout happens. And then that's when shit hits the fan. One leads to another. The cop taken hostage. He gets wounded. Our two leads leave him. And then they come across an ambulance. Because they're running around back and forth trying to find out where to go. While a bunch of cops and SWAT team members are killing the other members of this group. Trying to rob this place. They come back around. By that point, the ambulance is there to pit the shot cop into it. Jake Gyllenhaal and the lead commandeer the ambulance. And then it becomes a Grand Theft Auto movie. Pretty much, it's, you're playing Grand Theft Auto and you're chased by the cops. Imagine that for like an hour and change. And hey, if that's what you want, that's what you get. I can see the appeal in that. And like I said, I don't think this is a bad film in the fact of, yeah, it's ridiculous, it's silly. You could poke as many holes as you want into the plot and the proceedings. Yes, you could do that for almost any Michael Bay film. You go on it for the fun and the spectacle. Again, I like Six Underground. As silly as ridiculous it is, that's the whole damn thing with the magnet, which I love at the end. Bad Boys 1 and 2 I love, despite how over the top they are. I love its over the topness. It's insanely fun. This, though, I do think the acting is decent. I think Jake Gyllenhaal and Eiza González do a rather good job. But I have a lot of issues with the film. One, it's absolutely overbloated. There's no reason this needed to be 2 hours and 16 minutes. And don't get me wrong, there are action films that long that I liked. Bad Boys 2 is a lengthy movie, but I didn't feel it. Aliens is a lengthy movie, but I don't feel it. Hell, Die Hard is over 2 hours. I think it was 2 hours and 11 minutes or so, but I don't feel that in the first Die Hard. I feel it in this. Like, I'm watching, okay, I'm not minding it, I'm not hating it. The trailer never did anything for me. But okay, it goes by quick. It's not boring. But then when I looked and I'm like, holy shit, I have an hour and 16 minutes left. I went, oh no. That's why I went, man, this is kind of like those later Transformer films where it just got exhausting after a while. Exhausting. And I'm just going, and yeah, I didn't feel that way with Six Underground. Maybe because that one with Ryan Reynolds and then like different variety of action set pieces was able to not make me feel that way. This though, even with the amount of cool drone shots and sterling camera work, this is a movie that needed to be taut and tight. Like Speed. I mean, Speed is not a short film, but that still feels more tightly paced. That still feels more better structured compared to this movie. And you see all this other stuff added into it. I'm going, you know what? I don't care about the captain, and the joke is that he's got a big fucking dog. And then the big dog went into this other cop's car. And during the chase, he's like, oh my god, wait, my dog's there? In the back seat? Pull back, pull back. I didn't care about the FBI agent guy that, okay, he's gay and he's got marriage counseling. And then, oh, he also happens to know Jake Gyllenhaal. Didn't give a crap about that subplot. I didn't care about the humor where the captain is eating Cheetos and the girl's like, you better not get any Cheetos in my hair. Again, this is this weird thing where Michael Bay seems like he wants this to be his serious movie. Not his fun movie like Bad Boys 1 and 2, Six Underground. His serious movie. But yet he's putting the stupid humor that I don't think was really that funny. If it was funny, cool. I didn't think it was that funny. And, you know, the humor's okay. Early on, one of the group, Jake Gyllenhaal, calls Mel Gibson. Because I guess he kind of looks like Braveheart. So he keeps calling him Mel Gibson. And it gets to a point where it's an ambulance driving through and these cops are so stupid and incompetent. I mean, there's more car crashes than Smokey and the Bandit trilogy. And again, it's fun to watch once or twice, but then you realize, you know, with Michael Bay stuff, Six Underground has a cool car chase. That wasn't the entire movie. It was a good section, it had the right length, with enough insane shit in it, and it worked and moved on. Bad Boys 2 has a great car chase in it, but that wasn't the entire movie. So that's the thing, like, Michael Bay has done fun car chases in Bad Boys 2, in, like, Six Underground, even The Island, with those big fucking, I don't know what you call those things, where they bounce off. That was a cool car chase piece in The Island. It kind of just feels like, okay, this... Other than the camera work, I'm not really seeing anything that remarkable in terms of the Michael Bay stuff. Again, it's like he's done car chases. He's done lengthy car chases before. So what about this other than it's an ambulance that makes it any bit of different in that aspect? I don't know how else to word it. And at the end, it's cool after a while, but then after a while you just go, okay, still in the ambulance. No one thinks about shooting out the tires. No one thinks about, I don't know, putting tire treads and, you know, flattening the tires. Which I don't know why they didn't do that. Why didn't they get ahead of the thing and put the tire treads or no one tried to shoot out the tires or anything. Because there wouldn't be a movie, that's why. And I think there's a really good movie in this. That's the thing. I think if you somehow made this a tight 100-minute movie, I think you could really have something. But making it 2 hours and 16 minutes, I think, kind of let the air out of the balloon, so to speak, for me. And I don't really care about the characters. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal, he's the guy who's crazy. You don't know. He loves his brother, but he can snap as well. And he's fun to watch. The lead guy, again, the wannabe Candyman, wannabe Morpheus. His acting's that bad, but at the same time, nothing about his character, personality-wise. I was indifferent. It's not that I disliked him, I was just indifferent. And when I watched Speed, I liked Keanu Reeves. I liked Sandra Bullock. So you're enjoying, this trip around the city and this craziness and these crazy situations you get into. And it gets ridiculous. The bus is not going to jump the gap. But at the same time, you bought this and this into it, so you did go with a leap of logic there for escapism fun. Here, like I said, the stuff that happens, it's either Jake Gyllenhaal calling these guys to help him out later on, to have all these other ambulances to split up and follow the wrong one, hopefully. There's a bit where the paramedics try to do surgery, and they gotta FaceTime these doctors on a golf course and try and do this surgery. And it seems like it should be tension-filled, but I just was like, whatever. The goofiness of the cops being at a golf course and some other stuff, it just... I think she stops the artery. She stopped the bleeding with like a hair clip. Like she puts a hair clip in it and something. And it works, and there's no other issues later. And the action, again, just felt kind of... It's a lot of action. And, it's nice to see the Michael Bay him as much as the next guy. But, like I said, it got to a point it was just exhausting. And then, sadly, it did kind of get boring after a while. Because it's the same ambulance going around here, going around there. And there's a lot of car crashes, but at the same time, there's sometimes I don't understand the geography. I do when it's doing a drone swirling shot, but a lot of the cuts is like, okay, well, how is this car related to this car? And where is this car in the geography of this car? Oh, okay, there's a smash here and a smash there. It's like, well, wait, did that car do this? No, that car went that. And I'm like trying to figure it out, and it gets a bit discombobulating after a bit. And again, when it goes that long, and then spoiler alert, you get this really crappy version of California Dreaming, which I thought came out of nowhere. I'm like, what the hell is this music? I don't think this music fits. I did. It's in LA, so it's called California Dreaming. I'm surprised they didn't do I Love LA. We love it. Surprised they didn't do a version of that. So then they get to these bad guys who Jake Gyllenhaal knows and try to help him out. Hey, we want your help. We'll give you some of the money. So the bad guys have set up this car with a minigun or a machine gun that wiped out some cops, including the captain guy. But then the one guy's like brother or something got killed during it. So he's pissed. Jake Gyllenhaal, he doesn't want to be a hero, but he decides to help out his brother, and they take out these bad guys. And I don't don't know, like the ending, something about it bothered me. Can't put my finger on it. Pretty much, one thing leads to another, they get to a standstill in the ambulance. By this point, our lead character's been shot. He accidentally got shot by the paramedic because she thought he was someone else. She tries to help him. Jake Gyllenhaal finds out she shot him. He tells the cops, get out, don't kill her. The lead guy shoots Jake Gyllenhaal in the back. Jake Gyllenhaal dies of his wounds. The lead guy gets arrested, but then, the one cop who, he was out of it most of the time, or the few times, like, he still says, well, that guy saved my life, and it tries to, dot the I's and cross the T's. And, like, I don't mind the music in the scene, and I don't mind the sentiment of it. Again, maybe in a movie that just was more tightly paced and take away some of the stupid. If you want to have Jake Gyllenhaal saying some fun lines to his crazy, thinking like he's coked up a performance, okay. But the captain and the dog and this other stuff, like, take that crap out. In fact, we don't even need to know the only cop we only should look at is the guy's partner and see everything from his point of view. So he's chasing the whole thing, and we see everything from his point of view. At his point of view, we've seen all these other cop cars, but he keeps going, and you develop that character more. And then those are two back and forth, but it's this whole insane chasing around it. And you have it, again, 95 minutes long. I think it would be better. Like I say, it just got exhaustive and boring after a while, and I don't think the lead has the presence and the charisma to carry a movie. He wasn't bad in the movie, it just didn't have the it factor to carry the movie. In fact, I would prefer it if the things were switched, if Jake Gyllenhaal was the lead. I would prefer that. I really would have. But that's just me. So the ambulance, I didn't hate the film, but I would never watch the film again. And again, this is a film that's going to get a Blu-ray, but Sits Underground isn't, which sucks. But like, that's the thing. Like, I don't hate the film. It's got enough entertaining Bayhemism that will enjoy people who want that. Like I said, for the last time to repeat it, the acting's not the problem. Jake Gyllenhaal is energetic. It's just too damn long and too damn long of a chase, honestly. And like, Speed made it work. And it had a section, you have enough turns and obstacles, and then boom, it's done. Then you have the third act in the subway tunnel and the movie's over. Boom. Like, Speed knew how to do it. This is that Michael Bay wanted to do his version of Speed, and I'm like, well, it's not as good as that. But yeah, Ambulance, if I saw this at Walmart for $5, I would not pick it up. So that goes to show you, like, once was good enough. It's, not Michael Bay's worst film, not by far, but to be his best reviewed film in years, I'm like, I'm sorry, I like Sits Underground more, I like The Island more, I like Bad Boys 2 more, I like Painting Game more, there's others I liked more than this one. But I would still rather watch this than Pearl Harbor in 13 hours. But, with that said, thanks for watching, take care, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.